Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Mastering Mandarin with Lawrence and I'm Lawrence. So today we are going to do a 30-minute crash course in Chinese. Now of course we're not going to get through everything about Chinese in 30 minutes, but I'm going to try my best to impart as much wisdom as I possibly can. Okay, so the first thing that I want to teach you is something that is so important for Chinese. It's something that a lot of non-Chinese speakers that are trying to learn Chinese, they struggle with this so much. Can you guess what it is? It's tones. So Chinese is a tonal language. It has 5 tones. Lucky you're not studying Cantonese, which has about 9 or even more tones. But 5 tones is still quite difficult for people that aren't used to them. So in a moment, I'm going to show you what the tones are. For now, let me just stress to you how important it is that you learn these tones. So say you're speaking English with somebody and you say, that over there, that's my cot over there, my cot. And they say, oh, a cot. Why do you have a bed over there? That's strange. And you're like, no, it's my cot. And you're like, huh? Well, yeah, they wanted to say, that's my cat. But because they said something that sounds similar, cot, it just created confusion, right? It's the same thing with tones. If you say the wrong tone, even if you say the word right and your tone is wrong, a native speaker is not going to know what you're saying in most circumstances. In some they could guess, but more often than not, they're going to be confused unless there's a lot of context. So I suggest that you just nip this right in the bud and you get your tones right from an early start. So I'm going to make a little chart here so you can get an idea. But really, guys, I can't stress this enough. If you have the wrong tones, it's going to be so difficult to communicate with Chinese people, and you want to get this done early so that way it's easier. Otherwise, it's going to get more and more difficult as you learn the language more and more. So the first tone we're going to do right here, we're going to do the first tone, okay? It's a high, flat tone. So it's going to look like this. Okay? So for example, say, ah. My normal speaking voice is like around here, right? My speaking voice is here, here, here. But I'm gonna say high flat tone, here, here, here. So we'll say ah. It's a little bit higher on your vocal registry than your normal voice. And it's gonna be flat. That is the first tone, okay? So this is tone number 1. The next tone is gonna kind of like sound like a question, like you're like a valley girl, and like you have to like have an uptick at the end of every sentence. That's the second tone. So the second tone is like that. Ah. Like what? It's like a question. Ah, second tone. Okay. The next tone is quite difficult. I had a lot of trouble struggling with this tone, and I still make some mistakes to this day. Is the third tone. Now in the books, they're gonna tell you it's a certain way. I'm not gonna tell you what the books say because the books get it wrong. I'm gonna tell you the real way. And it's something like this. So, down, up. Here, right here is really crucial. So let me demonstrate it. So we have the ah. Here we have the question, Okay. Here we have a more guttural sound in the throat right here. Most important part is actually not even going up. You're not gonna go up too much. You're just gonna go up a little bit. So let me erase some of that. The most important is you're going down here, and this guttural sound. That's the key part of this third tone. Okay, so we have and then there's 2 more tones. We have, this tone's a fun tone. I call this tone the angry tone. So we're going from here. This is the angry tone. It's the 4th tone. So it's gonna sound like ah. Okay, you're angry. You want to yell at somebody. Ah. This is the 4th tone. Okay. And then finally we have the neutral tone, which is just no tone. And so I'll just put that as a dot here. It's just a very short, like that. So let me do all 5 of them, okay? Can you try? Let's hear. Great job. Okay, now that we got the basics of tones out of the way, let's get into the basics of pinyin. Okay, notice how I said pinyin because it's both. Which tone is that? Is that second tone, third tone? First tone, that's right, pinyin. So that is gonna be how we construct the words. So here we have consonants, we're gonna put C for consonants, and we're gonna have F for finals. So we have a limited number of consonants and a limited number of finals that put together encompasses every single word you can make in Chinese. It's incredible because as difficult as Chinese characters are, and we'll get to that in future lessons, the beautiful part about Chinese is that unlike in English, where you could just make up, all different types of words, so many different combinations. There's roots and prefixes that as many as you can think of, right? There's tens of thousands of them. In Chinese, it's quite limited. So it's actually really helpful because there isn't that many of them. So let's do something here. We're gonna do, just before I told you that remember that that would be a final. So let's just put that as A, okay? Make it a little bit bigger, A. And let's say we wanna put a m sound, okay? So we have the m sound is the consonant, and we have the final, okay? Now this is always pronounced It's never gonna be A, okay? Like in English, sometimes an A has like the, different pronunciations. Never. It's always gonna be the same. This m is always gonna be a m. It's not gonna ever change. It's one of the beauties of the Chinese language. It's consistent. You don't have to worry about it changing. So let's take a look at these. So we have the Let's try a first tone with this because remember I told you every single word in pinyin, this is pinyin, okay? Pinyin is just the Roman letters. So not the characters, it's just the Roman letters. Is it Roman letters? I don't know. It's the you can tell me in the comment section what it's called. I forget, but it's the letters that look like English. Okay. So let's put this together. M and A. M, A. Let's do first tone. So what's first tone sound like? M, A, ma. So this is how we would write this in pinyin. So pinyin is gonna have the consonant and the final, and then the tone marker. So here's first tone. Now let's try this with the second tone. So we have m, a. Let's do second tone. Ma. Remember, it's a question, ma. Now let's try the third one. Remember, this is the one that goes like down and you get that feeling right here in your throat, and then it goes up just a little bit. Third tone. So we have ma. And that's gonna be indicated like this, okay? Let's try the next one. This one's the angry tone. Do you remember the angry tone? Remember, it's like, you gotta kind of shout it, ma. And that's gonna be indicated like this, okay? And then finally, the neutral tone, which is that short blip. So these are the 5 tones and all using the ma. Now let's try it with a different consonant. Let's keep the same final, okay, the a, and let's put it to this one. Okay, so this is pronounced, and by the way, remember, when you're looking at these letters, you have to remember that you're saying it in Chinese. You can't just say, oh, this is the letter P, so it has the, the P sound like it is in English, because no, it's not English. Remember, we're learning Chinese. Even if the pinyin has English letters, just like if you're learning French or Spanish or whatever, they're all gonna sound different than they do in English. So get out of your head that it should be read like you read English, because it's not gonna be like that ever. So this is to be said, pa. Now, some consonants are going to have, in Chinese, are going to be a little bit stronger than they are in English, and they're going to sound differently. So just try your best to tune yourself to the sounds of them. So here we're going to do pa. Let's do first tone. So first tone, just like this. Ma. Let's try this one. What do you think it is? Pa, pa. 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 Okay, and that's the basics of pinyin. Be sure to stick around for the next video, okay? Because in the next video, we're getting away from the whiteboard. We're gonna go out to the streets. We're gonna go to Chengdu and Chongqing, which is known for the spiciest food. It's amazing, it's delicious. We're gonna be eating and learning Chinese at the same time. It's gonna be great because what's the point of learning all this if you can't, enjoy it, go out in life and have fun with it. So make sure you check out the next video and bring your appetite, and I'll see you there. This is Mastering Mandarin with Lawrence. Until next time, 再见。